Hey guys, welcome back to the video. It's like Prettiness here. Today we will be doing a cleanup of my stable because it is a mess. I've already kind of got started by taking the horses out. So we're going to start on the big table here. So we're going to add the horses and accessories to this table. So guys, it's actually the next day and I'm finally finished the overall setup. So I will be doing a barn tour. Yes, this is not my only table, but I thought maybe can't make a promise like I said in my last video, but maybe this will be a part 1, 2, 3, 4 because I have 4 tables. So this might probably be part 1. So let's get started. So it is the next day. I just finished yesterday I finished the setup, but didn't have time to film the short barn tour I'm going to do. So I'm just going to do a quick barn tour. And then potentially there'll be a part 1, 2, 3, 4 because I have 4 tables. So maybe my next one will be this table and it will be set up in barn tour. This table, yeah, we'll see. But I can't make promises like I said in my last video. Just maybe. But let's get started onto the barn tour. So we're going to start in these little 2 sets of stalls. So right here in the first stall we have Pocahontas, and she is a Trakehner or paint mare. And in each of the stalls they have their food and water. And the little shelf back there, I don't know what that's for. Then over here in this stall, it is empty right now because the horse is being used. But they also have their food and water and a little shelf back there as well. And right there, this door is supposed to be closed a little more. Then right there we have Izzy, and she is playing a game with her best friend where she's like the horse, and then her best friend will come and bridle her up and then ride her. Anyway, so there's that. And then moving up onto the roof here, we have our little cat family. So here we have Milky Way. She is the mom of these 2, Cat and Keiko, and they are her kittens. So moving on in front of the stable, and then right here we have Kelsey, and she's the human out of this pair. I guess they take turns. So right here we have this little watering thing. It's an automatic water, so when you are finished in the arena, you can just give your horse a little drink before you attack them and put them in their pasture or stall. And then right here we have our little bunny. This is Sunset. Over here we have Misty and Rusty. They are both red border collies and they're brother and sister. They're fighting over this bone. Even though there's a million other bones at the stable, they could just go find their own, but no. Back behind them there, we have some more dogs. Right in the corner there, that's not a dog. There's Ratatouille, and he is our little barn rat, but no one knows he's there. Only the cats do. And here we have Faye and Joey, and they are trying to catch these cats that crawled up onto the roof to escape them. So when you're entering the arena, there's a little dog bone there. But when you enter, there's this little gate I made, and it just kind of works like this. The sand would usually fall out, so I just put it so right here. There's a little thing, it'll just fall there. And this gate will open. It doesn't open completely because there's a pasture right here. So at the other side of the table, so over in this corner we have Amy, and she is the lesson instructor, and there's some just trot balls beside her, some barrels, another little jump, some of these things, I don't know what they're called, some more jumps, and some X-pole things. Then right here, let's turn around to catch my see her. We have Lindsay. She's a repaint I did. Not very good. And she's wearing some repainted tack I did on Toronto, who is not repainted, and she is a Lippes on her mare. Here's Sarah and Doc, who's an Arabian stallion. In the corner, there's just some pylons, and then some more trot poles, and there's some more pylons in this corner. And then coming up over here, we have Athena, and she is a Pura mare, and then riding her is Lizzie, and they are just about to go over this jump. So yeah, that's the arena. So back over here, we have Alaska, and he is a Hanoverian stallion, and he is just eating some apples there. And then over here we have John, and Alaska's his horse, so he's just checking up on him. And then here we have Dagwood, and he is a Palomino stallion. At least I made him one. I think he's supposed to be a Trakehner stallion and Schleich. Here we have Peyton, and she owns Jackson, so these two are just checking up on their horses. Then right here we have Stripe, and he's our little goat. And then right there's a little crack between this pasture and the arena. So here we keep our feed. So entering this little feed spot, we have Gucci and Bulldozer, and they are both French bulldogs, and they are also fighting over this bone. Behind them there's just some buckets and some hay bales there. And there's some apples and carrots and just some treats for the horses back there. And behind David, there's just a little green bucket. And behind the green bucket and David, there's Jacob. And they're just going to grab some treats to feed some of the horses. Moving on into this paddock here, we have Ashley, and she is leaving with Misty, my Knabstrapper mare, and there's a little blanket hung on the fence here, which you will see the horse that belongs to that blanket in just a second. And then behind her, she has two foals, and they are twins. So her foals back there, that is Shotgun, and that's Ellie. And then behind all of them, there is Lily, and she has their little toy, and she is just kind of playing with them. And then over on the other corner, they have some apples. And then right here in front of the barn, we have our tie-up areas. So right here we have a little grooming box that Katie is just grooming her horse. This is Rebel. He's a Hanoverian gelding, and he's tied up here in front of the barn. That was his blanket I was talking about earlier. And right here we have her tack. Then right here we have Ranger, and he is a Border Collie. Then over here we have Hannah, and she is just taking her blanket off of her mare. That is named Cookies and Cream. And right behind her is just another blanket. That's actually Toronto's blanket. And then right here we have just her tack. And then right there we have a little grooming box. And they are in my wash stall. Over here behind the wash stall we have our puppies. So in the back there, that's Simba, and he is a Bernese Mountain Dog puppy. That's Tucker, and he's a Golden Retriever puppy. Right there, that's Mystery, and she is a Labrador Retriever puppy. And then we have our Beagle puppy, and her name is Lily. Over here we have another little just rando bone. And here are our two little hedgehogs. Up in the front, this is Mikey, and behind him is Spark. And right here we have Dave, and every day they have to check all the water things to make sure they're still working. So he's checking the automatic water to make sure it's not frozen. And we have some ribbons up there. And then in here we have a little stallion's pasture. We have Doc's blanket. He's usually in here, but right now he's out. We have their apples and their watering trough, which I actually just made out of air dry clay. I do have a lot of other watering troughs that I just put in here because I've not finished them, but I wanted them in the setup. Right here we have Isabella, and she is just checking this watering trough. Everything's fallen in this pasture, but we're okay. Then right here we have Windancer, and he is a Pinto Stallion. Then over here we have a Gelding's pasture. Right here we have Cat, and she is checking this watering trough, which is the only watering trough I've actually finished painting. So here in the back we have Hunter, and he is a American Saddlebred Gelding. And then right here we have Pooh, P-O-O-H, like my horse. And he was a stallion, but now he's a gelding because my horse is a gelding. He was a English thoroughbred. Now he's a quarter horse because my horse is a quarter horse. So yeah, that's him. Right here we have Harry and his brother, who doesn't have a name yet, but thinking about one. So now we're going to move on into the barn, which is the last and final place. So we're going to take off the roof of this barn after we move you, and after we talk about you. So right here we have Abby, and she is another one of our barn cats. So now we can move on into the barn. So right here in our first stall we have an Arabian mare and her foal. That's Sugar and Shoka. And they have their food and water. Right there we have Atticus, and he is a golden retriever. We have a wheelbarrow with some mucking. Just mucking out Smokey's stall, who is a Pura Rosa colt. In the middle of these two stalls we have a bone and some grooming boxes plus a vet kit. And then in the stall we have some more Arabians, Ella and Brownie, and they have their food and water as well. Over here in our last stall in the barn we have Ruby and her foal Jericho, and they are both Andalusians. So yeah, that's the end of the barn, but I did skip one thing. And then right here we have Kona, and she is just marching along. Thank you guys so much for watching today's YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed. I love you all. See ya! Sorry if you see my legs, but I'm trying not to. I'm gonna eat you. No, I will eat you first. See, no one can access these doors. They're just here. Excuse me. Excuse me again.